Hey YouTube, it's Kristen. You're watching Chatterbox Budgets. Thank you so much for joining me for a video today. I hope everyone is doing well. It is Monday, January 31st, 2022. It's about 10 p.m. here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we are going to do my weekly check-in for the fourth week of January. And it's kind of the monthly closeout, but not totally. So for me, the fourth week of January will go from Saturday, the 22nd, until Monday, the 31st. Oops, you can't see that. Monday the 31st is up here. So this is the monthly overview for my scheduled expenses. And then we're going to flip over to the actual tracking for my spending. There are a couple things missing on here that I just barely realized I had forgotten to do, but they're accounted for on my other page, so we're just going to go through them anyway. So on the 22nd, we had Prime Acorn, $6.42 out of our fee category. That was for a channel I pay for. Cafe Rio, $23.56 from food. Humane Society, $64. That was from the pet care fund. And then on the 23rd, we have Netflix, $17.99 from fees. Walmart, $6.46 from food. Noodles and Company, $21.74 from food. And then Walmart, $21.45 from shopping. That was for some clothes. Subway, $5.62 from food. Walmart, $20.80 from my health category. That was for pharmacy. And then Walmart, $5.96 from home category. On the 24th, we have Noodles and Company for $25.49. On the 25th, we have Noodles and Company for $21.74. And then on the 26th, we have Audible for $16.03 from the fee category, and Noodles and Company, $28 from the food category. Noodles and Company was higher that day because I did order a Rice Krispie treat. And that's a lot of money to be spending on food, and it is. It's a lot of money no matter how you put it, but it is for 2 meals. So it's for 2 different bowls, and they're for lunch and dinner. So I was dealing with some severe stomach issues for like a week and a half, which really impacts my everything, but also impacts my like what I want to eat and being able to handle things. So I tend to have more starches because that's one thing that helps to settle things down. So I had a lot of pasta, and you can tell because my pants are too tight now. So good thing I'm going to the gym tomorrow, huh? Okay, so on the 27th, we have TurboTax, $148. That was from the fee category. That was for filing my federal and state taxes. Noodles and Company, $25.49 for food. Prime BritBox, $7.50 from the fee category. And then I had a direct deposit for income of $1,557.10. Then on the 28th, we have Google One for $2.99. That's for like cloud storage and stuff for one of my email accounts. Cafe Rio, $23.26. And then that was from food. HSA contribution, these two are income, $57.69 for both of them. One was my employer, one was me. And then Vasa Fitness is $60.09. That's from health. On the 29th, we have Prime PBS for $6.42. That came from the fee category. That is for a channel I don't always keep subscribed to. Like I watch BritBox and Acorn all the time, but I don't usually watch PBS because there aren't a lot of shows on there that I want to watch. However, there's a show called The Wall that takes place in Quebec City in Canada. Well, the first one takes place on the Labrador border. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. It's in French with English subtitles, but the second season came out, and so I wanted to watch the second season after I've already watched the first season like 3 times. So I paid for Prime PBS for a month to be able to watch that as many times as I can possibly watch it. And that's one of those shows, usually with TV, I have the TV on and I'm not necessarily watching it, but with that kind of show I have to, because I have to watch the subtitles. So it's yeah. That's how you know I really want to watch something, when I actually sit down and watch the show. Although I think I did miss part of it because I was rearranging my bedroom. Anyway, Noodles and Company, $25.13. Franklin Planner, $65.12. That was from shopping. And with Franklin Planner, one thing about that is I actually spent more than that, but because I had $20 in rewards dollars, I only had to pay $65 out of pocket. So, and then on the 31st, I should say. Where are we? Here we go. So today there's Noodles and Company, $25.49. And there should be State Farm on here. There's $54.30 for car insurance, and then there's $7.25 for home. But I didn't even think about it before I did this. So they're taking out of my monthly totals, but they're not listed on here yet. I'll add them once they actually clear. So the last day you can have it come out of your account for State Farm, and this is probably how all insurance companies are, but it's the 28th since that's the latest. I mean, every month has at least 28 days, but it does take a couple days to clear my account. So I just didn't even think about it. Okay, so let's go to the actual weekly check-in. All right, so for scheduled expenses, for week 4, for my auto insurance, we started out the week with $56. We spent $54.30, so $1.70 went to my savings account. Cell phone, we were left with $5. That went to savings. Electricity, nothing was left. Internet, $4.42 was left. That went to savings. Natural gas, $1 went to savings. Water, sewer, and trash, $21.79 went to savings. My annual fees, we started the week with $70. We spent $148. So we were over budget by $78. I will cover that with what I get back on my state taxes, which should come back in, like, it usually takes like a week, if that, even that. But I also had enough left over from the other categories, which you'll see in a minute. So I'm not worried about it, but I will be reimbursing myself for that, because I don't know, I figured out how much it would be, but I just didn't. I don't know. I figured it was the same thing either way. Anyway, okay, so subscriptions, we started with $107.17. We spent $57.35, so that left with us $59.82. That also goes towards that overspending. For gym and fitness, we started with $18, so we spent $16.09, so $1.91 went to savings. And then for home insurance, $8 was what we started with. We spent $7.25, so 75 cents went to savings. 5 cents went from rent to savings. And then for my loan payment, I put $69.29 into savings, and that's being saved out so that I can do a once a quarter or an extra payment, hopefully in March or April. So the total starting amount for week 4 for my scheduled expenses was $360.72. We spent $282.99, leaving us with $77.73. So as you can see, even though we overspent in that one category, we were over enough that it's basically covered, even though a lot of this went to savings. I'm not stressed about it. And that $49.82 that was left over from the subscriptions that should go into savings too. Once I get, that's what it is. I'll pay, okay, so once I get the tax return back, I'll pay back the overage, and then that'll go to savings. Okay, I knew there was a reason, a logic to my madness. Okay, so unscheduled expenses, which are basically daily expenses. So for gas and fuel, we started with $23. We didn't spend anything, so we still have that left. Groceries and food, we were negative or over budget, $29.39 at the start of the week. We spent $232.01 on food this week. That is a lot because my budget for the month was $240. So I spent my entire budget in 1 week. However, it's less than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be $300. So I'm not saying that's good, but I haven't done this in a year and a half. So I'm calling it a crazy month. It was stressful. It was overwhelming. I was sick for part of it, and it wasn't the kind of, like, it wasn't COVID sick. It was just, I have severe stomach issues and stuff, and then also I get sinus infections and anything. So because of all of those things, I was lucky I was eating anything at all. So I'm calling it a draw. Anyway, so we were negative $261.40 in food, over budget that much. Household, we had $56.11. We spent $5.96, so we were left with $50.15. Miscellaneous, we started with $20. We haven't spent that. Personal, we started with $27.59. We haven't spent that. Pet stuff, we were already over budget by $27.79. And so that's what we ended with, is over $27.79. Now, I said this in my last check-in with pet stuff. If I had budgeted $200 like I normally do for pet stuff, we wouldn't have been over budget. But I didn't. I only budgeted $160, I think. So that's why we ended up being over. And with food, if I had budgeted $300 like I normally do instead of $240, we still would have been over, but not as bad as we were. So. But then again, if I had budgeted more for food, I might have gone over in food. Pets were just over because what did I order? Oh, it was because I was getting Minties for my dog, and I ordered them from Sam's Club and then also from Amazon and also from Walmart, all in the same 2 days, because I wasn't sure that Walmart was going to have any in stock. Amazon, I wasn't sure it was going to get here in time, and Sam's Club, the order had already been delayed like 2 weeks. So, and I don't know why I have to have those on hand, but I do. He gets one of those twice a day to help with his breath. I think of it as brushing his teeth. So, but it's also his favorite one. So anyway, okay, so total for the month, for my scheduled and unscheduled expenses, the total amount for the first of the week, not month, I'm sorry, the week, we started with $430.24. We spent $520.96. So we were over our planned amount by $90.72, which isn't good. However, I did have overtime and I do have my slush fund. So the money's covered. And the other thing is, my credit cards are all paid in full still. And the funds are sitting aside for February's expenses. So it's not good, but for someone who 6 months ago was overdrawn every payday, this is not, I'm still calling this a win. So, and the food thing, I'm thinking it's out of my system now. I'm hoping. We'll see. But now that I've seen how bad it is, I'm hoping that that's going to be the end of it. But here's the monthly or the weekly actual tracking. If I could pull it down so you can see how much food there is. It's pretty cray-cray. So the peach color is the food. So for fees and charges, the total amount spent was $205.35. For food and dining, it was $232.01. Health and fitness was $36.96. Home was $5.96. Income was $1,679.48. And pets was $64. And shopping was $86.57. So I think this is the most lines I've used since I started doing it. And then, irregular expenses. This is the other thing I was going to go over. So I'm still trying to figure out how to keep track of my Freedom Fund, which is my version of the sinking funds. I don't do it the way that most people do it, and I never have. I probably never will. But I did change it a little bit. So what I'm doing is these are my unplanned spending for the month. So I didn't set anything aside for any of these categories. I just have my money in my contingency fund, which had $1,000 in it. So I'm just subtracting all of this from that. And then I'll just, So, and my extra money for my paychecks. So week 1, I spent $144.80 from the health fund. This came out of my health savings account. That was for my son for a dental bill. He had his wisdom teeth pulled out last year. I shouldn't say pulled out, extracted. And the bill was more than it was supposed to be, but we didn't get an actual final bill until just now. And the reason that it's coming out of my HSA is because he is covered by my insurance till he's 26, and so I get a $700 contribution every year, or a match for each of us. So $700 of the contributions he can use that for his expenses. So I agreed to pay for his wisdom teeth to be pulled because that was part of the deal. He could have had it done when he's younger, but his job previously didn't allow him to, he didn't have enough sick time to miss work. And so anyway, so that came out of my HSA. This whole line is out of my HSA, so that's not too bad. Anyway, shopping fund, I spent $224.72. So the week number 1, I spent $369.52. The shopping fund was out of my actual savings. Week 2, I spent $15 from my entertainment fund. I spent $64.57 out of my health fund. Some of that was medication because my son was sick, so he got some cold medication. And then shopping, I spent $80.25. I actually bought something from Franklin Planner every single week this month. So I think I'm done for a while, I hope. And then, so the total amount was $159.82 for week number 2. Week number 3, we spent $17.15 for health fund. That was when I ordered some more masks from Amazon. And then shopping, I spent $142.42. Actually, that $80.25 was not Franklin. That was something else. That was Amazon. Anyway, so $159.57 from week 3. And then week 4, $23 from gifts. That was for my baby shower gift. Health fund was $20.87. That was for my over-the-counter asthma medication. Pet care was $64. That was for my grand dog to get her annual shots. And then shopping fund, I spent $65.12. That was Franklin Planner. So the total spent for week 4 from my irregular expenses, my unplanned spending, my sinking funds, my whatever you want to call them, $172.99. So the total for the month, I didn't spend anything out of auto care. I spent $15 out of my entertainment fund, $23 out of gifts. Health fund was $247.39. And most of that was my HSA. Not all of it. Some of it was a gift card. So if I take out of my health fund, it's either my health savings account, or it's my, like, one of my gift cards. Like, I have Amazon gift cards. I don't ever count it as a health fund if I use my checking account or my credit cards. Okay, personal care, I didn't spend anything. And then pet care, it was $64. Shopping, the total amount spent was $512.51. So the total amount spent from my freedom funds freedom funds was $861.90. And again, part of that was from my health savings account. The rest of it came out of my slush fund and my contingency fund. And I'll just have to replace that with income later on. So, okay, I hope that's not too confusing. I'm still trying to figure this out. My goal is to get to where I can put money aside, but my income barely covers what I need to be able to do what I normally do. So I'm still working on all this, but I've only been doing this for 6 months. I've only been credit card debt free since August. So I'm still trying to figure out a lot of these things, but my biggest goal is to have money to cover this stuff and not have to use my credit cards, I use my credit cards, but to be able to pay the credit cards as soon as the charge is cleared the account. The money's in the bank or in my safe or wherever. I have the funds. I just use the credit card to get the rewards points for. It also, I did put $15 into savings for the 52-week challenge. Because I budget monthly, I just put the whole amount for the whole month of January in my savings account at the first of the month. And then I'll do the same thing for February. I'll put the $30 aside at the beginning of February. So anyway, okay, I think that's enough confusion for myself for one day. But I just wanted to show you that food was insane. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still way more than I wanted it to be. But I'm hoping I got it out of my system. I did order tonight, but I got enough for lunch tomorrow too. So I think I'm good for now. But I do have to do a grocery order because I'm almost out of milk and my bread's almost gone. So, oh, sorry guys. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. I am going to go to sleep because we wake up at 3:30 in this household. So, well, sometimes 4. It depends on the day. But between 3:30 and 4:30 we wake up. So it's going to be a short night. All right, you guys take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic week. Thank you. Bye-bye.